Hello, welcome back. I'm going to continue to talk about my book King Paimon, The Lord of the Endless Silence, The Lord of the Abyss, and I will take this opportunity, this recording, to go a little bit deeper into some messages or exercises. And if it seems a little complicated at first, I will try to go slow so that we manage to, enter through one door and get through the other, no? It's like a straight line, even if maybe it will seem a little bit complicated, or if it doesn't make sense at the first listening, it doesn't matter, no? That was like holding hands, moving from one door to another. So this definitely has a meaning too, and it's connected to Paimon, King Paimon as well. And if you don't know who King Paimon is, you can buy the book or you can listen to the recordings where I speak as much as I can about King Paimon and different elements of him. Who is exactly King Paimon? No, and if I was to describe him, I would say, well, he's a traveler, he's eternal, he's a magician, he has his dominion, and he is a great power, he's a great teacher, he's very wise, he's very connected to the human soul, and he works through very cryptic or very beautiful visions, very beautiful sounds or music, and there is always a clearing, there is always elevation when it comes to King Paimon. There are, different colors, black, red, green, that are connected to King Paimon. As I've said, it's almost like a black-red. Now it's almost like it's not black, it's red. At the same time, even the red can be black, no? There's a combination of these two colors. Or green. Sometimes he wears a green robe, but as I said, even that green is combined with black. There's always some type of blackness that comes to him because that's what he represents. And going a little further or deeper now to say, well, there's always correlation, no? Say, well, the deeper I go into a message or the deeper I go into a meditation, the higher the reward or the higher the elevation, no? So there is no need, to say, well, especially if it's a mental exercise, sometimes it does require quite a lot of energy, to do a mental exercise or a meditative exercise, but it's always very rewarding. And that's like the power of the darkness, is the place where things come out of, There's a lot of seeds, there's a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom in that place. And the purpose is not, of course, to necessarily bring it to the light. No, it's not to say, well, I take this and I do this. It is not like a cup that I can move. Things are not as easy or as direct as they may seem. But it's part of the exercise. No, sometimes it's a spiral, sometimes it's a circle, sometimes it's a cube, sometimes it's a different geometrical figure. They all have the meaning and the purpose of the exercise, So they're all tools used. You can see a pentagram or a pentacle, or some type of jewelry or metal that has a meaning as well too. The colors have meaning as well too. So when you enter in the realm of this, everything has a meaning, and there are not so many elements, but the elements that one sees are the focus is on that. Sometimes the focus is on specific object or on a specific element that one has to meditate or gather the strength to figure something out. It's almost to say something is shown, and it is my work or my talent to decrypt it, if it's cryptic, then I have to, well, it's not necessarily cryptic, but there's meaning to it that one has to, almost like a light shines out of that object. There's a movement, or there's a element that stands out, and that is the way it is shown as well. And then one can meditate on that in different ways. So if somebody has a dream or a vision, there's always possibility to go back to the dream or that vision when you're awake, after it happened, and then you can almost like search there or look there for more information, or you can meditate on that part or principle or whatever it is, and then there's a reflection coming. The mirror starts to talk. The reflection shows something, to the eye. It shows something to the person focusing on it, and it is the feeling like the light is shining, or it's object which it is shiny. The shininess has a meaning as well. How the object is shown, or how the the elements, or which material it is, and stuff like that. There's always a meaning to it. So if I was to think about the black cube, it's almost like a shining surface of the cube. It's like a perfect geometrical form. The cube has 2, 4, 6 sides, which equals to 12. At the same time, there's the number 4, the number 8. There's always a correlation to say 16 is not only 16, it's 16 is 8, 16 is 4 as well, if one can go higher. The principle of the black cube is to say, it is something that it's impenetrable and something that cannot be destroyed, and it is through the perfect geometrical form, through the blackness, through the smooth surface. It carries something that is untouched, something that you can touch with your fingers, but it's cryptic as well. It's dense too as well inside of it. And we have the corners. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 corners, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. You have 6 surfaces, up and down, left and right, and then other sides. And you see, it's like very much correlated to the numbers, of course, geometry. It's the symbols or the language of the numbers in a specific form. It's almost like a representation of number 8 or a representation of number 6 in a geometrical figure. So the geometry is magical. Geometry is magical in that way, And if we have circles at the same time in a pentagram, you have the circles that correlate to one another. Sorry, and then you have like a geometrical form that is created, and even if it's flat, at the same time we can see it as in we can imagine it in the sides of it. In the same time, if we look all around, it is pretty much the same with the cube. If you go on one side looks exactly like the other, or the up, they're all equal. They're all the same. They say, 6 elements or 8 elements, the same, come together and create this form. And so, as I've said, the color too. If I was to think about the color red, the color red is very inviting. At the same time, the color red is very much, it speaks about elevation as well. Something that catch your eye or catches your attention, something that asks of you to look further or to look more intense. It's about the intensity of the color red. The color black, it's a little more pushing away. It's like if the red is welcoming one more towards it, the black is like almost say stop. The blackness is pushing the energy away. When the yellow or the red is welcoming, is expanding. It's the same intense. You say, if we think black is intense, at the same time white can be so intense, even more intense than black. Or even if we call it light, because it's light color, light white, but actually it can be even more intense than black. The same with red, and so on and so forth. in all colors, if I think of green, there is always a part of black inside of each color that we all know in the color scheme. No, they say, well, each beside white, each color has white and dark inside of it. That's how colors form. And if we combine all colors, we get black. No, so there's the black is the source, is the one, is the first. No, is the strongest or the most important of all. And white too has the power, no, if we think about colors, to change the nuance, to change the setting even, no. The white is very much, if you think of very strong white color, it's very, it brings the light with it, no. It's revealing, it shows something, it opens something, no. The same time as black, even as I said, black is not so obvious. It's like, well, if it's black, we think it's just black. There's nothing more to it. But the black too has the power to suck in, no, to gather the light, to use the light, no. So the dark and the light work very well together, as in the color scheme as well too. And when we speak about doors, and you say, well, there's the need to move from one door to another. No, there's like each door is unique, or each room is unique. No, it's like I move from one place to another. So there's always a circle that comes to it. No, I say, well, a door is inside. No, can move inside, or it moves one outside, or from outside you come inside. So the door is a threshold, is a place where something changes. It is if I think about the cube, is the cante, is the diagonal, is the side of it. No, so, well, until here, then it goes down, and then until here, and then it goes under, then until here it goes up, and then until here it goes down. No, that's pretty much, that's almost to say, well, even that can be seen as a door. Each side is a door. Each side is a part of it, no? It's like, well, a room can have more than one doors. In each one is a different entrance. There's always a different purpose to each door. There's a different meaning to each door. And in general, doors are different. No? Every door has different color, or it can have a different design, or a different, even if there's not a physical door there's still an entrance. No, so, well, it's even if the door is invisible or doesn't exist, it's still a door, it's still a threshold, it's still a moving from one place to another. And when we speak about King Paimon, of course, he has a lot of knowledge about all these geometrical forms. He works with them as well, with the colors, with the sounds, with the physical part of our world. And at the same time, the message is always, well, things are not the way we always think they are. That's why it's so important to look for the meaning behind things, and to be able to understand a little bit more than what the eye is showing us at the first moment. So the exercise of the eyes, sorry, it's very important to train the eye, to be able to see beyond, to be able to see, to gather more information from the same place. And the focus in general is on training the eye, or focusing the eye in such a way that one is able to see something. Can be a shape, can be a color, can be something in the air. No, one can almost like make the eye concentrating a little closed, but not totally closed, no, or wide open, or it's almost like, well, even the eye is a door, no, even the eye can be used in different ways, no. It's not to say the eye is only used closed or open. The eye can see things beyond. The eye is that portal, or that window, or that door, no, that so, well, we even have two, no, so, well, maybe I have even more, have two physical eyes, but there is the ability to look with my entire being, no, And then if the element of touch comes in, that's even more powerful. Now it's like we have the eyes, and then in general you close the eyes when you touch something with the hand. No, it doesn't have to be, but there's a different message or a different meaning through the touch as well. Sometimes things are not allowed to touch, or only one a little bit, or it just has to be observed. You cannot, or sometimes you can touch. No, there's always the element of touch as well. It's like, well, if the eye sees something that is very unique and interesting, the second nature element is to touch, put the finger on it, no, feel. So well, it becomes even more real when I touch it. No, the eyes. It's always like, well, am I saying correctly? Is it this? And then sometimes it's almost like a feeling, no? Not always, as I've said. You want to touch with the finger, no? Or you want to move your hand, or it comes so close to you that you can feel it, no? You can see it through colors, or through some type of, or it can be white or just red or something that is actually moving in the air. It's very, very soft, and sometimes it disappears if you lose the concentration. That's why you keep calm, and then you look. Now you almost like you follow it with the eyes, and then it comes towards you, and then there is a contact with that. There's at the same time as when we look into a photograph or an image, you know, first we have the eyes, you look, but then if you touch it, and so it's like it's a different feeling, no? It's almost like the heart stops for a second. It's like, oh, you know, and then it's like, oh, and then you touch, and then it's you are able to gather more from that object or from that photo, no? Through the touch, through the eyes. But the most important are the eyes, of course. And other elements at the same time. Water is a conduit. No, the water is beside all the elements that water carries. It's a conduit as well. The water is the one who almost opens channels, or is able to gather information, no? And then transports it in some way or another. So water is very, very magical, and it's very, very beautiful. The element of water. And I've heard many visions, or I've seen the element of water when it comes to Paimon, no? And things can be quite different. Say, well, Paimon is very much about the desert, the king of the west, the sands, the sun. It's like at the same time, the other part of him is very much about water and the water elements, no? Because the water is the seed of life. Now it's the water is the eternal child as well as Paimon. No? So of course the element of water is connected to Paimon. And when we think about the West is the cardinal point. Sorry, my voice. The cardinal point, no, of the West is it carries the wind, the wind, no, the element of the wind. Then it carries the element of gold as well, of course. Then it carries the element of fire, no, West, and then it carries the element of earth as well. So there is the metal, fire, and earth, no, and then we have the wind as well, and then element of water. The element of water is almost to say the first as well. So it's like water and fire that we have spoken already. It does fit very well to Paimon as well. So there is always an intuitive voice, an intuitive knowing. Say, well, I didn't necessarily read this somewhere, which I just say down. No? And say, well, I can take a name, or I can take an object, and I can figure it out by myself. There is a trust in my own intuition, a trust in my own words, a trust in my own wisdom that I may know things, and I'm accurate, and I'm correctly, and I speak the truth, even if it's not things that I don't repeat things that necessarily I read somewhere, no? It is my intuitive knowledge. So one is able, no, to speak about things and be correct, even if it's a thematic that it's not necessarily studied in that way to say, well, I know it's this because I read and I studied and I correct it and so on and so forth. It is very much intuitive knowledge. This is the key to of one to learn to jump a little the horse now and say, well, if I'm on the horse, I'm one with the horse knows too as well. All animals carry this intuitive knowledge, intuitive instinct, no? Intuitive wissen, a scientific knowledge as well, no? That's quite nice to unlock that part and say, well, I can take an object, or I can take something, and I can speak a lot about it. No, I receive the knowledge. That the knowledge is inside. No, I just have to use it and know it and accept it. No, there's always a part of acceptance that comes with any gift. And so, well, if it is a gift, then yes, I accept it, and then yes, I will put it to good use. No. So it's like, okay, I take the element of the East. So, well, I think of East, and I think of the letters, no? And just intuitively, I let myself see what comes to my mind, what comes to my lips, and say, well, the East, no? Well, I think about the lock, I think about metal, I think about water, I think about almost like, there's something about the freedom of the space, or the vastness of the East. The East carries a certain vastness to it, no? A wilderness, or something wild, something that is more free than the West. The West for me is more traditional than the East, no? And so, well, why do I say that? I didn't read anywhere, but it's just my feeling. It's just the way I look for answers, or the way I look for intuitive messages or intuitive knowledge. There's no need to be scared to let the book out. No, so, well, I have read so many books. I have had to read, but my inner wisdom is even more powerful than that. No, my inner intuition, my inner knowledge, my words, no, can still find themselves on the wind. They can still carry the wind. The wind carries to me messages. No, so, well, I can be in a village in some place in the desert where I've never been before, and then I feel the wind, and the wind carries messages as well. No, the wind speaks as well. The wind sings as well. The water too has a voice. The water too talks, brings messages, has a message as well, or more than one, no? As well as fire. If you meditate with fire, you're going to see a lot of visions, or you can get a lot of messages, or you can find answers for yourself through the fire, no? Or the element of earth in the same way. You say, people like to go in a place and they like to take some earth with them to bring home, no? And so, well, that earth is from there, so it does carry essence from that place. It does carry a message from that place. So it is important from where the element is, or which place it is. And so, well, I can hear the wind, I can hear the water. The water does talk to me, no? The water does have messages to me. And it is beautiful, no? The same with fire, or the same with earth, or the same, as I said. Or for example, I take the name Paimon and say, well, which numbers it has, no? How structured is the name? It does make a difference that the P is in the beginning, then we have the M, and then we have the vocals. And if you see, it is like two mirrors looking to each other, and the M, it's everything can be studied in detail in a very beautiful way. Then I look at the numbers, then I look at the colors, which letter, which color, why it ends like this, why it has this vocal, why it has this consonant, why it has this and that, no? So I can find my own answers, and that's a very beautiful exercise that one can do and one can learn to see and touch or hear things that other people are not able to hear. You can train your ear, you can train your eye, that you see the most little element of something, no? That the eye is so good. It's like, well, I see a piece of strand of hair, I see a little fleck of something, or into my peripheral vision, my eyes, sometimes on left and right, you feel something or you see something. something. It can be a light, it can be bright light, but you just feel it, no? And say, well, it is there, and if you look again, it is still there, and so on and so forth. Or you can see the colors, or you can, you only have to open yourself to it, to the possibility of it. And it is not something that I create or my mind creates. That's why I know it's real. It's something that is brought to me, something that comes towards me, with a message, with something unique. It is very unique and it's very special. That's what I want to say. It is very, very special. It's very, very unique. It's very, very beautiful. It is very revealing. It is almost like it doesn't touch my heart, but in a way it does, no? At the same time, it's just a message to say, well, there is something there, or I'm on the good track, or I'm not alone, or I'm able to see, there's like when you step a little bit further, just a little bit further, then, as I say, I see the door and I don't run through it. I just step through it, just 2 steps, and then I'm there, and then I'm able to observe, and how do I observe? Where I look first? What do I see? What do I feel? What colors? What vision? Is there something? Sometimes you have to wait. Sometimes, as I've said, these things come to you or are able to reveal themselves to you if you let it, if you give the time, if you give the space, if you give the love to it, And then it happens, and then it is very revealing, because it's your message, something for you, It is something specially made for you to see, to understand, to feel, It can be even a taste. It can be even something that you eat and taste, and maybe it feels so unique that you never taste it. It's almost, wow, I will try to explain somebody how good it tasted, how different it tastes, Or you go in a place somewhere in holiday or anywhere, and you see something that you have never seen before. That's too a type of message. The two is a type of blessing, something unique, something beautiful, just for you, for the delight of your own eyes, And you know that you have to get closer to that place. You want to visit, you want to see, you want to touch, you want to be there, you want to be part of it. That's the feeling. So it's almost like you get closer to your own self. You get you receive something that it is unique. It is something unique, And this is all done without any tool. And say, well, I don't need a mirror, It's like I can be the mirror, It's like I can reflect too, or things can be reflected back to me, It's not complicated. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's actually very easy, and it is very much about the feeling. It's about the inner wisdom, the inner knowledge, the inner ability, to understand something beyond the words, to understand something beyond rational mind. And the rational mind, actually, it's very important, this exercise, Rational mind is the mind that creates that. So it is it's almost like the cube, The rational mind is the part that's intact, So it's like, I can, I have 5 fingers on my hand. If I touch my little finger, it's different feeling. If I touch my ring finger, it's a different feeling, Each finger is unique. You can say, well, is the hand, the fingers are all the same? No, they are not all the same. Both hands are different. Every finger is different. If I feel today, maybe my little finger feels this way. If I feel later or tomorrow, it will feel different, So there's no... You say, well, I have to keep an open mind, I have to understand that things do feel different, and things do look different sometimes, And the exercise with the mirror is helpful as well. If you take once a mirror where you can look into, can be even a bigger one, as far away or close you want, and then you take a light, a candlelight or any type of light, and then you look with that light from the shadow and the light. You see how things look so different, but it's just me, So there's nothing to be scared, but it's like, oh, if I look left, oh, I look so different. Like, it can be even a little scary. It's like, wow, the light, the shadow does create this, it's almost like a revelation, no? But as I've said, it's just a reflection. It's just a revelation. It's just the dark and the light, the shadow and the light, no? And if you think of Caravaggio, no, he was the master of this, the Italian painter, and he will use this very extreme darkness or extreme light through candle or through natural light in his paintings, and he created something very, wow, very, very unique, very powerful, very bold, very the face is seen differently in this contrast. Everything is shown in a different way, no? And that it shows to say, well, don't be scared, and say, well, things do change a little, the appearance now, or maybe you see object that is like different, and say, well, it is real in that way too. It is not real. It's just the elements that combined, that when they come together, they show themselves in this way. No, so to say the shape is so important, but at the same time, the shape is free. No, the shape can change. The visions are not long, but sometimes it's the same object over and over again, or it's the same things, just a little bit of changes. There's always a softness that comes to it. No, there's always it is given as much as one can see and carry. There's no fear to say, oh, I will see something that it will. No, it will be something so soft and something so unique and so beautiful, especially made for you, as I've said, unique. No, for your own soul, for your own need. So there is no say, well, I will receive something that at least for me, it's like when I see it, like I want to know more, I want to understand more, no? So there's the feeling of more, the feeling of something special that one wants to repeat, something unique that one wants to understand even better. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to let the recording here, and I'm going to continue in another one. Thank you so much for listening. All the best to you. Until next time. Bye.